Hey there. Have you ever found yourself squinting a little harder at the fine print on a label, or maybe holding the newspaper out at arm's length just to make the words come into focus? I know I've caught myself doing that more times than I'd like to admit. It's one of those things that sneaks up on you as the years go by, isn't it? Vision changes are something a lot of us over 60 start to notice, and sometimes it's tough to know what's normal and what's a sign we need to pay attention to. Well, I'm here to chat with you about that today, how to spot those vision problems that can creep in as a senior, and what we can do about them to keep seeing the world as clearly as we deserve. This isn't just about reading the menu at your favorite diner or catching the details in a sunset, it's about staying safe, independent, and connected to the things you love. Our eyes have carried us through decades of memories, and they deserve a little TLC to keep doing their job. So, I'm going to walk you through 5 key ways to recognize when your vision might be trying to tell you something, and what you can do to address it. No big, scary words or complicated stuff, just a friendly conversation with some practical tips you can use right away. Sound good? Let's dive in. First off, let's talk about that blurry vision that seems to pop up out of nowhere. Maybe you've noticed things looking a little fuzzy, like the TV screen isn't quite as sharp as it used to be, or the road signs take an extra second to come into focus when you're driving. It's easy to brush it off and think, oh, I'm just tired, or maybe I need new glasses. And sometimes, that's true. But as we get older, blurry vision can also be a heads up about something like cataracts. That's when the lens in your eye gets cloudy, kind of like a fogged up window. My neighbor, Betty, kept complaining about how everything looked hazy, especially at night. She thought it was just age, but when she finally saw her eye doctor, they told her it was cataracts. The good news? A simple surgery fixed it right up, and now she's back to spotting every bird in her backyard. If things are looking blurry more often than not, don't wait, make an appointment with your eye doctor. It could be an easy fix, or at least something they can keep an eye on. Then there's the trouble with night vision. Have you ever felt like driving after dark is a little trickier than it used to be? Maybe the headlights from other cars seem to glare more, or you're second-guessing where the lines on the road are. I used to love evening drives, but a few years back, I started noticing how much harder it was to see. Turns out, that's pretty common as we age, our eyes don't adjust to low light as well, and conditions like cataracts or glaucoma can make it worse. My friend Sam had a scare when he almost missed a stop sign one night. He got checked out, and sure enough, it was early glaucoma. The doctor gave him some drops to manage it, and he's still out there cruising, just a bit more cautious now. If nighttime's feeling like a challenge, try cutting back on driving after dark for a bit and talk to your doctor. They can test for pressure in your eyes or other issues and help you figure out what's going on. And how about those little floaters or flashes that dance across your vision? You know, those tiny specks or squiggly lines that drift by, or maybe a quick burst of light in the corner of your eye? I used to think they were just annoying, like flies you can't swat away. For a lot of us, they're harmless, just part of the eye aging. But here's the catch: if they start showing up a lot more, or if those flashes feel like a lightning show, it could be a sign of something serious, like a retinal detachment. That's when the back layer of your eye starts pulling away, and it's not something to ignore. My cousin Lou had a bunch of floaters one day, followed by a curtain-like shadow. He got to the doctor fast, and they fixed it with a laser. Scary, but he's fine now. The trick is knowing when it's more than just a quirk. If it's sudden or intense, call your eye doctor right away. Better safe than sorry, right? So, we've covered blurry vision, night troubles, and those pesky floaters and flashes, 3 big clues your eyes might be waving a flag. It's all about catching these things early so you can keep doing what you love without missing a beat. Next, we'll get into how dry eyes and trouble with colors can sneak in, too, and what you can do to stay on top of them. Stick with me, this is all about keeping your world bright and clear. Alright, let's keep this conversation rolling. We've already talked about how blurry vision, night driving woes, and those odd floaters or flashes can signal something's up with your eyes. It's amazing how much our vision does for us every day, isn't it? And as seniors, staying on top of these changes can make all the difference in keeping life enjoyable, whether that's spotting a deer in the woods or threading a needle for that quilt you've been working on. So, let's move into a couple more signs that might be popping up, and what you can do to tackle them without missing a step. Have you ever felt like your eyes just won't stop feeling gritty or dry, no matter how much you blink? I know I've had days where it's like my eyes are begging for a rainstorm. That dryness can hit us more as we get older because our tear glands don't work quite as hard as they used to. Sometimes it's just a nuisance, maybe you're rubbing your eyes more, or they feel tired by midday. But for my friend Joan, it got so bad she couldn't even enjoy her morning crossword without her eyes watering up from the irritation. She finally mentioned it to her doctor, and they suggested some over-the-counter drops, artificial tears, they call them. Simple as that, and she's back to her puzzles without a hitch. If your eyes are feeling like sandpaper more often than not, give those drops a try, or check in with your eye doc. It could be dry eye syndrome, and there's no need to tough it out when relief's so close. But it's not always just about comfort. Dry eyes can team up with other changes, like trouble seeing colors the way you used to. Maybe you've noticed the world looking a little washed out, or you're second-guessing whether that shirt is navy or black. I caught myself doing that last month with a pair of socks, thought they matched until the sunlight proved me wrong. As we age, the lens in our eye can yellow a bit, dulling those vibrant hues. It's usually a slow shift, but it can also point to something like cataracts again, or even macular degeneration, which affects the sharp center of your vision. My old pal George started mixing up his grandkids' crayon drawings because the colors were fading for him. His eye doctor caught it early, macular degeneration, and got him on some vitamins that slowed it down. If colors aren't popping like they used to, don't just chalk it up to age. A quick visit to the eye doctor can sort out if it's a simple fix or something to watch closely. And speaking of watching closely, let's talk about when straight lines start looking wavy or bent. Ever glance at a window frame or a book page and think, wait, is that supposed to curve like that? It's a weird feeling, and it threw me off the first time it happened. For most of us, it's not something we notice every day, but if it keeps happening, it could be a sign of macular degeneration, too. That's when the part of your eye that handles fine details starts to wear out. My cousin Marie had it sneak up on her. She'd see the edge of her kitchen table wobble like a funhouse mirror. She got to her doctor fast, and they set her up with a specialist who helped her adjust. The key here is catching it early. Straight lines turning wavy aren't normal, so if you spot that, don't wait. A test called an Amsler grid, just a simple checkerboard pattern, can help you and your doctor figure out what's going on. So, we've added dry eyes, fading colors, and wavy lines to our list of vision clues. It's all about tuning into what your eyes are telling you, little hints that can lead to big solutions if you act on them. Next, we'll wrap this up with some easy ways to take charge and keep your sight sharp for all the years ahead. Stay with me, this is where it all comes together. Alright, here we are, tying this all together. We've been chatting about how to spot those vision changes that can creep up as we hit our 60s and beyond: blurry days, night struggles, floaters, dry eyes, fading colors, and wavy lines. It's a lot to keep track of, but isn't it comforting to know there's something you can do about it? Our eyes have been with us through thick and thin, and they deserve a little attention to keep showing us the world in all its glory. So, let's wrap this up with one more sign to watch for, and then I'll share some simple steps to take charge, plus a little encouragement to keep you feeling good about it all. Let's talk about losing that sharp center of your vision, like when you're trying to read the clock across the room or catch the smile on your grandkid's face, and it's just not as clear as it should be. Maybe you've noticed a blurry spot right where you're looking, or things seem a bit distorted up close. I had a moment like that last year, trying to thread a needle, and I swore the hole kept moving. That could be a sign of macular degeneration again, hitting that sweet spot of your eyesight. My friend Helen had it start with a fuzzy patch when she looked at her knitting. She was worried she'd have to give it up, but her doctor hooked her up with a magnifying tool and some advice on lighting, and she's still stitching away. If that central sharpness is slipping, don't panic, just get it checked. There are ways to manage it, from special glasses to treatments that can slow it down. Now, here's where the rubber meets the road. What can you do about all this? It's not about sitting back and hoping for the best, it's about taking a few easy steps to stay ahead of the game. First off, make that eye doctor your new best friend. I know, nobody loves appointments, but a yearly checkup can catch these things early, whether it's cataracts clouding things up or glaucoma sneaking in with that night vision trouble. My cousin Lou, the one with the floaters, swears he's only got his sight today because he didn't wait. And it's not just about tests, tell them what you're noticing, even if it's small, like that gritty feeling or colors looking off. They've got tricks up their sleeve, from drops for dry eyes to quick fixes for cataracts, that can make a world of difference. And while you're at it, give your eyes a little love at home. Those artificial tears Joan uses? They're a lifesaver for dry eyes, and you can grab them at any drugstore. If night driving's getting dicey, try sticking to daylight hours when you can, or ask a pal to take the wheel. Sam's been doing that and says it's less stress all around. For colors and sharpness, good lighting's your buddy. Swap out dim bulbs for brighter ones, and keep a magnifying glass handy for the fine print. My pal George even started eating more leafy greens after his doctor said it might help his macula. Turns out spinach isn't just for Popeye. It's these little tweaks that keep you in the driver's seat of your life, whether you're reading the paper or spotting a hawk in the sky. Think about it, your eyes have seen you through first loves, big wins, quiet moments, and everything in between. Catching blurry patches, wavy lines, or dry spells early means you're not just protecting your sight, you're keeping the door open to all the things that light you up. Betty's back to birdwatching, Helen's knitting, and I'm still threading needles when I feel like it. It's not about big, scary changes, it's about staying curious about what's going on and taking action when it counts. You've got this, and there's no reason a little vision hiccup should slow you down. So, what's your story? Have you noticed any of these signs, or maybe found a trick that keeps your eyes happy? Drop it in the comments, I'd love to hear what's worked for you. And if this chat's given you a nudge to check in on your vision, give the video a like and hit that subscribe button for more down-to-earth tips. Here's to seeing every moment clearly and living your best life, no matter the years. Cheers to that.